small colleges should go to 3 officials. The MIAC right now goes with only 2 officials, and that has caused some early season problems in some of the MIAC games where they just don't think there's enough vision of the floor with all the big bodies banging around. Tech is clad in their home black with the orange and white trim. ROCORI in their road white with the black and red trim. Scott Hondel goes up against Joe Courier as we open it up here at the Tech gym. This should be a good one. ROCORI left to right, Tech right to left as we watch it for you here on Oldies 94.9. Hondel goes up high for the tap, back to Kraus, and Sparby brings it across the line against Henches on the dribble. ROCORI with the opening possession. Kraus has it on the right wing. Out on him on defense is Gordy Brown. To Hondel, left wing. 3 on the way. It's good. Scott Hondel had 26 points against Romer. He's averaging 19 and a half, and he opens it up with a 3 for the Spartans. Henches across the line on the dribble. Goes on the right wing now for Inkster. Inkster up on top for Brown. He can fire the 3, but Kraus is right out on him. In the right corner, Henches. His 3, that's long off the iron, but Fish got the backside rebound. He'll bring it back up on top to Henches to reset for the Tigers. Henches, right wing for Brown. His pass was tipped away, but it went right to Inkster. He missed the shot in the lane, though. Hemish got the rebound, and then he lost it out of bounds as he was stripped to the ball underneath by Joe Courier. Spartans wanted a foul call. Nothing doing, though, and Tech will inbound underneath their own basket. 3-0, ROCORI on top. We're in the first minute of play. Into the corner for Brown. 3 off the inbound is good. Gordy Brown answers Scott Hondel from the other end, and we're tied at 3. Sparby across the line in the dribble, spinning with his back to the basket with Henches bumping with him up on top. Picked it up at the top of the key, lost Henches, but now he's back in the play, and he leaves it for Kraus on the right side. To Schreiner on the right wing, back up on top for Kraus. Cross-court Sparby. Fake the 3, down low Hondel. Turnaround baseline, won't rim in, and the rebound comes down to Tech. Pulled down by Gordy Brown, and he leaves it in the backcourt for Henches. Scott Henches across the line on the dribble between the circles with Sparby on him. Picked it up. Now he needs help. Goes high post for Courier. Courier goes on the right wing with Brown. Kraus is on him quickly to keep him from popping the 3. Up on top for Neil Fish. A minute and a half in at Tech. We're tied at 3. Fish down the paint. Bounce pass to the baseline. Courier moving through. He missed the shot, and he's going to be called for the offensive foul. Courier went over the top of Joe Hemish. Bodies all over the place on the artificial surface here at Tech High School. And Joe Courier draws the first personal of the ballgame. Inbound in the backcourt now against some token pressure by Scott Henches. But Schreiner gets it into Sparby. Sparby with Henches on him. Wheeling in the backcourt on the left-handed dribble. Now he spins across the timeline. Pushes it to the right wing. Now back through the key. Picked up the dribble. Low post pass for Hemish, and he banked it in. Good look by Kip Sparby. Nice cut to the back door by Joe Hemish. 5 points for the Spartans, 2 for Hemish. It's 5-3 ROCORI. Now Fish fakes the 3 on the other end. Goes to the dribble. To Henches. 2 as he stepped on the arc, and it rimmed in. Henches wanted the 3, but he put his toe on the arc as he fired it. It goes for 2, though, and we're tied at 5 with 5:50 remaining in the first quarter. Sparby across the line on the dribble. Lobs it to the baseline to Hemish. He drives the baseline, and he banked it in. Joe Hemish with a good, strong move. He's averaging 13 and a half a ball game. He has 4 here in this one, and ROCORI's back on top 7-5. Henches across the line on the dribble. Looks like the Spartans might be in a zone here. No, they are matching up man-to-man. Down into the paint is Inkster. Dumps it off to Henches. 15-footer, long off the iron. Another bounce. The rebound comes down to Tech, and it's banked in by Courier. The extra bounce on the rim threw everybody off. Joe Courier hung in there, and he ties the ball game at 7. Now on the right wing for Schreiner. Schreiner looking inside, can't find anybody. Cross-court for Hondel. Hondel, 1 dribble to the key, and now leaves it to Sparby. Long 3, that won't go, but Kraus got the rebound on the near side. Triggers it back out to Hondel. 17-footer up the dribble, good. Scott Hondel has 5 points, and ROCORI's on top 9-7. 4:58 remaining first quarter. Both teams look sharp early on in this one. This should be a good ball game. Fish on the left wing, looks inside, can't find Brown. Now Brown gets it high post on the right side from Inkster. Now Inkster gets it back up on top. Paint Courier, move around Hondel, and he banked it in. Joe Courier with the left-handed hook shot right around Scott Hondel has 4 points, and he's tied it at 9 with 4:42 remaining here in the first quarter. Kind of like a start we had to the Little Falls ROCORI game, with the exception of nobody's firing up as many threes. Sparby across the line, bounces the left wing for Kraus. Puts a move to the baseline, lost it, had to save it, but comes right to Tech. Now Brown pushes it up the right wing to the forecourt. Pass Sparby on the dribble. Hondel's there to help out. Pass was tipped away by Sparby, but it comes to Brown. To Henches, 3 on the way. That one won't go. Hondel triggered the rebound way out in front, where it's picked up by Inkster. Right side, Brown, long three, long off the iron, and Kraus got the rebound. Kraus figures it ahead to Schreiner behind the defense, and he lays it in. Jim Kraus, a good look down court. Wayne Schreiner with the layup basket gives ROCORI an 11-9 lead at the halfway mark of the first quarter. Now Henches. On the right wing, Neil Fish. Fish into the paint, dumped it off for Brown. Three on the way. That was long over everything, and a rebound out of bounds. It was to go to ROCORI as Brown shot an air ball off the left side, and ROCORI takes over in the backcourt. Sparby with Henches on him in the backcourt, coming across the line on the dribble. Spinning up on top. Now he goes on the left wing for Kraus. Kraus to the baseline for Hondel, and he was fouled on the entry pass by Inkster. That's Inkster's first and the second in the half now on Tech. And it will be an inbound for ROCORI underneath their offensive basket. Spartans on top by 2 with 3:42 remaining in the first quarter. Sparby slaps the ball to get things started. Now goes in the corner to Kraus. He fakes the three, dribbles it up to the left wing, and waits for Sparby to come clear up on top. Now the Tigers off the inbound are in a 2-3 zone. Right wing Hemish, low post Schreiner, bounced it in the lane for Hondel, but it was tipped away, but Schreiner got it back. Kept control, bounces to Hondel in the paint. He goes to the glass and banks it in. Scott Hondel has 7 points in the ball game. ROCORI on top 13-9 with 3:20 remaining in the first quarter. Across the line on the dribble, it's Henches. Goes to the right wing, bounces it in the paint to Courier. Turnaround over Hondel, won't go, but they're going to whistle the personal, I think, on Scott Hondel, or maybe Kip Sparby reached in from behind. Courier will be at the line to shoot, and it is going to go against Scott Hondel. They don't want him in foul trouble, obviously. That is 1 on him, first in the half on ROCORI. And at the line to shoot 2 will be Joe Courier. Courier with 4 points in the ball game, starting in place of Nate Aljo, who has had a combination of a cold and the flu, according to head coach Al Andriotti. First free throw rimmed off. Courier at the free throw line on the season is shooting an even 50%. He was 2 of 4 before that attempt. Second one is up, and that one's good, so he's still 50% on the year, and he has 5 points in the ball game. 13-10 with ROCORI on top by 3. Now Sparby across the line, double team there, but he dumps it to Hemish. Low post, Hondel, turn around from the baseline is good. Oh man, he's got the touch just like he had against Wilmer. He has 9 points in the ball game, and ROCORI leads it 15-10. Henches across the line now will set it up between the circles as the Tigers slow it down a bit. Inkster on the left side, one dribble, across the top of the key on the pass to Fish. Fish in the right corner for Henches, back to Fish. He faked the three, back to Henches in the corner, back to Fish as they play catch on the right side. Now Fish driving down the paint. His shot was blocked by Hemish, out of bounds though, and it will stay with Tech. Joe Hemish just kind of slid down the paint with him, went up and rejected it when he tried to go up with a little left-handed scoop layup, and the ball will stay with Tech with 2:37 remaining here in the first quarter. Inkster will inbound underneath the basket. Tried to get it in the corner to Henches, but it was tipped out of bounds by Schreiner, and the ball will stay with Tech. Didn't even take a tick off the clock, and an inbound coming for the Tigers. Inkster again will trigger it. So far, we've had no substitutions in the ballgame. In it comes to Fish. Fish tried to give it right back to Inkster. He zigged. Fish thought he was going to zag the ball out of bounds on the turnover, and it goes over to ROCORI. Sparby back into the forecourt now on the left wing for Hemish. Baseline for Hondel. Lobs it up on top for Kraus. Cross court for Hemish. Takes the three, goes to Hondel. He drives the baseline through traffic, and it rolled off. He finally missed one, and the rebound comes down to Inkster in traffic. A nice rebound by Ben Inkster for Tech. He leaves it for Henches in the backcourt, and the Tigers come in on offense now, trailing ROCORI by 5. Up on top, Brown. Couple of dribbles, feeds Henches. 3 on the way, short of everything with the air ball. Fish saved it, though, off Wayne Schreiner. The ball still in play. Henches to Courier, and he traveled as he put it on the floor. Courier put it on the floor in the low post off the pass, and he took steps. And the ball goes over to the Spartans on the turnover. Sparby holds one finger aloft to signal the play for ROCORI. Tech now in a 2-3 zone with 1:50 remaining in the first quarter, and ROCORI on top by 5. Kraus on the right wing, up on top to Sparby. One dribble, back to Kraus on the wing. Starts it in the paint, shovels it to Hemish. 3 from the left wing, won't go. Schreiner battled for the backside rebound, and he's going to be called for pushing off underneath. Wayne Schreiner in traffic went up for the rebound, and he's whistled for his first personal. 2.5 on ROCORI, and Tech will inbound in the backcourt. 1:38 remaining in the first quarter. 15-10 ROCORI on top. And Inkster will operate as the point guard now in the backcourt for Tech. Across the line, he's met by Schreiner between the circles. Starts it down the paint, dumps it on the right side for Henches. Henches feeds it in the post to Brown, and he was fouled as Jim Kraus reached around. Kraus is first, the 3rd and a half on ROCORI, and an inbound coming for Tech as Jim Kraus, trying to deny the entry pass inside, was whistled for the personal. Inkster will inbound underneath the basket. Nate Aljo is going to check in for Tech on the next whistle. In it comes to Henches. Now back to Inkster in the corner, back to Henches on the wing, 3 on the way. That one's short off the iron, and Sparby has the rebound. He started the break, but he was fouled in the backcourt as he was blocked, I believe, by Joe Courier. Let's see who gets the personal. No, it's going to go against Scott Henches. That is his first, the 13th foul now. Both teams with 3 in the ballgame. And it will be Nate Aljo checking in. 6'4" junior. He'll replace Neil Fish. Now Aljo, as we mentioned, suffering from the cold and the flu, averaging over 12 points a ball game and 6 rebounds in 3 games for the Tigers. 6 rebounds a ball game, that is. Sparby up on top now, and he'll go on the left wing to Hemish. Hemish, as the pace of this one has slowed down from the outset where we were really going at breakneck speed, down to a minute remaining in the quarter. Kraus on the right wing, starts it down the paint, pass was tipped away by Inkster, and the Tigers come back on the break. They're 2-on-2. Henches against Sparby, over the top of him in the lane, and he banked it in. Scott Henches, with a nice move, just kind of held up in the air and put it up over the top of Kip Sparby. That's 4 for him, and it's a 15-12 ROCORI lead. 40 seconds remaining in the quarter. Let's see if ROCORI goes for the last shot. Right wing for Kraus. Boy, they're really bothering Hondel in the high post. Now Sparby, cross court for Kraus. Bounces it to Hondel up on top. 3 on the way, long off the iron, and the rebound is pulled down by Brown for the Tigers. So now they'll get the last shot as Al Andriotti stands up and signals that he'd like to go for 1 here with 21 seconds remaining in the quarter. Up on top with it, it's Scott Henches. Henches goes on the right side now for Inkster. Inkster with 10 on the clock, leaves it up on top for Brown. Let's see if the Tigers go for a 3 to tie it. Right side Henches. Now Brown on the wing, 4 on the clock. Brown, runner it from 17, too hard off the glass. Hondo got the rebound to Kraus, who triggers it at the buzzer, and it hit the front rim from just over the half-court line. We've reached the end of it. Tech's ball on the alternate possession to open up play here in the second quarter. We have a change for ROCORI as Gabe Dahl is into the game, replacing Jim Kraus. Nate Aljo stays in for Tech, so both teams still have played 6 players in the ballgame. Dahl in now just to open up the quarter. Henches with it on the left side, goes in the left corner for Inkster. He looks inside. Now he goes low post to Aljo, working on Hemish, and he banked it in. No, he traveled. Hemish went to the ground. There was contact, and they called traveling on Nate Aljo, so the ball goes over to ROCORI on the turnover, and Sparby has it in the backcourt. 15-12, Spartans on top. That's what they led it at the break, as we're in the second quarter now with 7.5 remaining in the first half. Gabe Dahl, the junior, on the right wing. Now Sparby up on top. Couple dribbles to the left side. Now goes high post for Hondel. He dumps it right back out to Sparby. Spartans appear to be patient. Looks like they're going to try to get Scott Hondel free down low. Sparby has it up on top. Goes left wing, Wayne Schreiner. Back to Sparby. Henches is on him. Now on the right wing, Dahl. Dahl back up top, Sparby, 23-footer. That won't go. Gabe Dahl chases down the rebound in the corner, though, and saves it back up to Sparby on the wing. Good hustle by the junior Gabe Dahl to keep it alive for ROCORI. Hemish, high post, Hondel, dumps it, Dahl, baseline, and he was fouled as he went to the hoop. Gabe Dahl with a good, strong move to the basket along the baseline was fouled as he put it up, and he'll be at the line to shoot 2. On Joe Courier, and that is his second, the 4th in the half on Tech. And Gabe Dahl will be at the line to shoot 2 as Neil Fish will check in now. Back into the ball game for Tech, and he'll replace Joe Courier, who sits down with those personal fouls. He has 2 in the ball game. He had 5 points in the first quarter, starting the ball game, replacing Nate Aljo, who has been out of practice with an illness. Aljo's in the ball game now. When he came in, he replaced Fish, but Neil back on the floor. Dahl misses the first free throw. Gabe will get one more opportunity. That's the one thing that Gabe has not done well, although he was 4 for 4 in the ball game against Brainerd. Second free throw is also no good, and Fish comes down with the rebound for Tech. Henches across the line on the dribble. Goes on the right wing, Fish. Faked the 3, got Hondel off his feet, penetrates in, and tips it back out to Henches. On the left wing now, Brown. Brown dribbling towards the top, leaves it for Fish. Fish between the circles. Starts it into the paint. Now dumps it back up on top for Henches. Both teams now very patient on offense after starting very rapidly. Henches drives it in, thinks better of it, backs it out and leaves it for Brown. Now Brown, spinning on the dribble up on top, was fouled by Gabe Dahl. That is Dahl's first, the 4th and a half on ROCORI, and an inbound coming now for Tech underneath their offensive basket. It'll be Nate Aljo to trigger the inbound. The Spartans will set up in the zone against that. They go in the corner to Brown. Dahl is out on him quickly to prevent the three. Now Fish from 21, and it's good. Neil Fish with the three-pointer from downtown, and we're tied at 15 with 6:14 remaining in the first half. Into the forecourt, left side, Hennis, three on the way, it's good, and he was fouled. Joe Hennis with the three from the corner, and he was fouled, a chance for a 4-point play. Foul is going to go against Gordy Brown. That is his first, the 5th on Tech, and Joe Hemish is going to have an opportunity at a rare 4-point play as the senior hits the three from the corner. Jim Krause back in now for ROCORI, replacing Gabe Dahl. Hemish with 7 points in the ballgame, averaging 13 and a half, and he has a chance to make it 8, and he does so. When Joe Hemish has a good ball game, the Spartans have had a good ball game. Against Wilmer, Joe had only 5 points, and he fouled out with about 3.5 minutes left. He really is a key ingredient to this Spartan team. On the right wing, Brown bounces it down low. Aljo over Hondo. Shot was an air ball, but Fish got the backside rebound. Feeds Henches, 17-footer. That won't go, but Henches got his own long rebound as he tracked it down up front. Couple of offensive rebounds. Brown in the corner for three, and it's good. Gordy Brown has a couple of threes in the ballgame. 19-18, ROCORI by 1 with 5:38 remaining here in the first half. Krause on the right wing. Cross court for Sparby. Back to Krause as they operate way away from the basket. Corner for Schreiner. His three. That's long off the iron. Hondo went high for the rebound, but it's pulled down by Inkster for Tech. Ben brings it into the forecourt on the dribble, leaves it up top for Fish. He'll launch a three. It's long off the back bracket, and on the rebound, Gordy Brown fouled Jim Krause. Brown banged into Jim Krause, and that'll be 2 on Gordy. And the 6th personal in the half now on Tech. So after the inbound here, ROCORI will go to the line for the remainder of this first half. Kip Sparby will bring it into the forecourt on the dribble across the line. 5:10 remaining first half. ROCORI on top by 1. Krause on the right wing. Working against the 2-1-2 zone. Bounces on the left side for Hemish. Hemish up on top for Krause between the circles. Back to Hemish, left side. 19-footer, it's good. He stepped on the arc as he took it. He has 10 points in the ballgame to lead all scorers. And it's 21-18, ROCORI by 3. Henches into the forecourt now for the Tigers. They lob it down low for Aljo on the block. Sparby went up to block his shot, but he committed the foul. And at the line to shoot 2 will be Nate Aljo. Sparby's first in the ballgame, the 5th and a half on ROCORI. And Nate Aljo, who is averaging over 12 points a ball game, will be at the line to shoot. From the free throw line, a very respectable 76%, 16 of 21 on the season. Steve Lateral will check into the ball game now. He's a 6'2" and senior checking in to give Gordy Brown a rest. Brown, who was playing for a little while with 2 personals, will sit down now. Aljo at the line to shoot 2. Steve Lateral is the son of the Tech girls softball coach Bob Lateral, and of course Scott Henches is the son of longtime Tech football and baseball coach and now Tech activities director Bruce Henches. First free throw is good. Second one is no good off the back bracket, and Hemish comes down with the rebound for the Spartans. It looks like freshman Dan Hondo might be coming into the ball game here as he's sitting next to Bob Brink on the bench. And now Hemish driving the baseline is fouled on the blocking foul, I believe, by Lateral. Let's see who the person was going to go against. It is on Lateral. That is his first. And that is 7 now on Tech, so it should be free throws as Joe Hemish will be at the line to shoot 1 and 1. Looking back through the numbers here, Joe Hemish has not had a lot of opportunities at the free throw line, but he was 10 of 10 in the first game against Melrose, and then he has not been to the stripe since then, so he is 1,000%. He's not missed a free throw this season, and he's 1 of 1 tonight already, completing that 4-point play, and he missed that one. We jinxed him. Long rebound, Hondo couldn't control it, and Lateral comes away with the rebound. So the first missed free throw of the season for Joe Hemish, and Tech comes back the other way. On the right wing it goes now. Into the corner to Fish, down low, Aljo, he banked it off the board and it hung on the rim and fell through. Looked like it might be too hard, but Aljo has 3 and we're tied at 21 with 4:10 remaining here in the first half. On the right wing it's Krause, up on top for Sparby, in the left corner for Hemish, back to Sparby. Now up on top, Krause, down to the baseline for Schreiner, back to Krause, 3 over the zone is good. Jim Krause with the long 3 over the top of the zone. His first 3 points of the ball game, and ROCORI's on top, 24-21. Henches across the line on the dribble. He's up between the circles. Starts it down the paint, bounces it on the left side for Lateral. Lateral feeds in the paint to Fish, dribbling down the side of the lane, up on top for Henches. Fakes the 3. Now one dribble on the right side, bounces low to Aljo. He lost the ball, got it back, banked it too short, capped it up and in. Nate Aljo chipped in his own miss. He has 5 points, 24-23, ROCORI by 1, with 3:25 remaining here in the half. Right wing Krause, up on top Sparby. His 3 is good. Kip Sparby answers with a 3 on the other end. His first 3 points of the ball game. 27-23, ROCORI on top by 4. Henches on the left wing for Inkster. We picked the pace back up in this one after we kind of lagged through the end of the first quarter and the start of the second one. Now Fish feeds down low to Aljo and he banked it in. Good luck by Neil Fish. Nate Aljo has 7 points in the ball game. 27-25, ROCORI by 2. Under 3 minutes to play in the first half. Handel down low. His turnaround hit the side of the backboard. It might have been partially blocked by Aljo, and the Tigers will come back the other way. This is Inkster into the forecourt on the dribble, in traffic, and we're going to have a blocking foul called either on Scott Handel or Wayne Schreiner. If it's on Handel, that's 2. And it does go against Handel. That's his second in the ball game. That is 6.5 now on ROCORI. And he's going to have his younger brother, Dan Handel, the freshman, checking into the ball game for him. So Danny Handel, the freshman, Bob Brink told us in the pregame show we might see him tonight, and he's in the ball game. First varsity action for the young man. He's in for his brother Scott, who has 2 personals. Now Lateral up on top for Tech, launches a 3. That won't go, and Fish, though, got the rebound and lost it out of bounds off his leg, and the ball will stay or go over to ROCORI on the out-of-bounds play. Double check Dan Handel's height here. He's a 6'1" freshman. As Gabe Dahl back in now for ROCORI, replacing Jim Krause. Handel has looked good as a freshman on the sophomore team, and he's getting a chance here at the varsity level now. I'll be real honest with you, I didn't notice how many quarters he played in the sophomore game to see how many quarters he could play. My guess would be 2 because he's in here in the second quarter, which would mean he could play the rest of the varsity game. Spartans with the ball and a 2-point lead. Dahl with it in the corner on the left side. Now to Sparby on the wing. Bobs it back in the corner for Dahl. Looks inside. Now Sparby cross-court for Dan Handel. Feeds to Hemish in the corner. Back to Dan Handel. Cross-court for Sparby. 22-footer for 3 is short off the iron, but he got his own rebound in the corner. Kip kept it alive, and then his pass, bouncing it back up on top, was stolen away by Henches. Tech back the other way. Henches pulls up because he didn't have the numbers. On the left side, it goes to Aljo. Aljo had it stripped away by the freshman Handel. Dan diving for the ball on the floor. It's out of bounds. Last touch by who? White ball, I think they said. Oh, no, they said black ball. Because Bob Brink is upset. The ball will go over to Tech. Last touch by Dan Handel. As Nate Willenbring will check in now, the 6-foot junior replacing Kip Sparby. So a relatively inexperienced lineup out there now for the Spartans with Willenbring, Dan Handel, and Gabe Dahl out there. That's the inexperienced part. The experienced Wayne Schreiner and Joe Hemish. Now Gordy Brown is back in for Tech, replacing Steve Lateral. 1:47 remaining in the half. 27-25, ROCORI on top by 2. Henches into the forecourt on the dribble, has Willenbring on him. Bounces it high post for Inkster. Feeds low to Aljo, and he banked it off. He missed the shot. Rebound on the floor, and it's picked up by Willenbring. A good feed to the low post from up top, and then Aljo missed the shot. Nate with it into the forecourt now. His pass was tipped away out of bounds. Last touch by ROCORI. So the ball goes over to Tech on the turnover with 1:24 remaining in the half. At halftime, our guest will be Greg Beaumont, the head girls basketball coach at ROCORI. We'll talk about his fine team and the Central Lakes Conference girls race. In the paint, left-handed shot from about 14 by Brown won't go, but Fish tried to save the rebound, but he stepped on the baseline. He says I didn't do it, but the ball will go over to ROCORI on the turnover. Dahl will inbound in the backcourt to Willenbring, who's operating at the point guard here with 1:10 remaining in the half. Bob Brink still searching for those combinations for his Spartan team. Dahl has it up on top now with Henches on him. Henches skipped the pass out of bounds into his own bench. Ball will stay with ROCORI. Good hustle by Scott Henches as he came flying over to the bench to try to save it after he deflected the pass. Dahl inbounds into the backcourt to Willenbring, an even minute remaining here in the first half. Now Dahl on the right wing, it goes for Dan Hondel. In the corner to Hemish. Now to Dahl. Cross court for Willenbring. Back to Dahl. Fakes the three. Starts it down the point. Dumps it to Willenbring on the left wing. 45 seconds remaining in the half to Willenbring. Fakes the three. Corner to Hondel. Drives the baseline. Shovel shot won't go. Schreiner's putback is good. Wayne Schreiner got the rebound. Put it back in one motion. 4 points for him. ROCORI on top 29-25 with 30 seconds remaining in the half. And I would imagine Tech will go for the last shot. Henches across the line in the dribble with 25 remaining in the half. And now a whistle, and Henches carried the ball up on top. Turnover on Scott Henches as he rolled the ball over on the dribble. And so ROCORI will get the last shot of the half, leading by 4. They'll take over with 22.9 seconds remaining in the first half. Willenbring across the line on the dribble now. He goes on the right wing with it to Dan Hondel. In the corner to Hemish with 13. Back to Dan Hondel. Up on top for Willenbring. To Hondel on the wing. Had it tipped away from him by Brown. He got a pass, but then he lost it out of bounds off his foot, and the ball goes over to Tech on the turnover. So now Tech, it appears, will get the last opportunity with 7.4 seconds remaining here in the half. Down to 5 on the left side. Inkster lobs it down low to nobody. Dahl steals it away, throws it the length of the court. Not even close to the basket as we've reached the end of the first half. Our score is so we open things up in the second half here with ROCORI moving right to left with the basketball. 29-25. Spartans on top by 4. Hondel has it in the left corner, lobs it up for Hemish. He tracks it down before it goes over and back as it went off his fingertips. Looks like both teams with the starters on the floor, with the exception of Nate Aljo out there replacing Joe Courier for Tech. Sparby takes it down the paint to the hoop, and he was fouled as he tried to put it up from the left side. So Kip Sparby will be at the line to shoot 2. He had a three-pointer in the first half for 3 points. 29-25. It's a 4-point lead for ROCORI. Foul is on Nate Aljo. That is his first. And the first and a half on either team, and Kip Sparby will be at the line to shoot 2. Free throw is good. The junior averaging just under 10 points a ball game. Again, through the first 3 ball games, he was averaging 13, but pretty good guard play by Wilmer, and he was shut out in the game Friday night in Wilmer. Hits both free throws here. He gives the Spartans their biggest lead of the ball game at 31-25, and he has 5 points in the game. Now Inkster across the line on the dribble for Tech on the left wing. Goes on the left side to Brown. Back to Inkster. High post for Fish. Fish leaves it back up on top for Inkster. Right side for Henches. He's looking inside against the zone. Now goes cross court for Inkster. Lost the ball, but got it back. Bounces the left side for Brown. Brown through the lane. Right side Henches. Touch pass down low for Aljo. Hondel's on him, and he lobs it way back up on top for Brown. Good defense by ROCORI. On the right side, Henches back to Brown. 25-footer. It rimmed out. Rebound is batted out of bounds. Last touch by Tech, and it will go over to ROCORI. 59 seconds into the third quarter, 31-25. ROCORI on top by 6. Girls basketball at the half at Sauk Rapids. It's Tech leading Sauk Rapids by a score of 37-19. On the left wing, Hemish with the ball. Goes up on top to Sparby. On the right side for Kraus. Now into the paint, it's Schreiner, and he traveled. As he tried to go up, he walked with it. So the turnover on ROCORI, and Tech will come back the other way. Henches will bring it across the line on the dribble for the Tech Tigers. Busy place tonight. There's also a boys swimming meet going on in the pool here. They just finished up at the Tech Natatorium. On the right wing it goes now. Brown with it in the forecourt. Bounces it on the right side for Fish. Back to Brown in the corner. His three. That rimmed out, but Aljo got the rebound. Couple fakes. Put back. Rolled off. Rebound by Hemish as he kept it alive, but he'll be called with the foul pushing underneath. Joe Hemish draws his first personal, the first and a half on ROCORI. And Gabe Dahl's going to check back into the ballgame now for the Spartans. And he is going to replace, who's he going to replace? He will replace Jim Krause, who will sit down and take a rest. 6:16 remaining third quarter. 31-25, ROCORI by 6. They've scored the only 2 points of the second half. That on a couple of free throws by Kip Sparby. Aljo into the corner to Henches, up on top now for Fish against the 2-3 zone. Fish to the right wing, leaves it back up on top. High post pass for Aljo. On the left side it goes for Brown. Into the right corner for Inkster, back to the wing to Fish. Neal dribbles to the baseline, leaves it up on top for Brown. Looks like they're trying to get Henches loose down low, and they do, and he banked it in. Henches came around from underneath on the back door. He has 6 points in the ball game, 31-27, ROCORI by 4. On the left wing it goes to Hemish, up on top for Dahl. Right wing for Sparby. Lobs it up on top for Dahl. Dahl starts it down the paint. 10-footer on the run. Won't go, and he's going to be charged with the offensive foul as he banged into Neal Fish, and Dahl picks up his second personal. It's a turnover on ROCORI on the charge. I'm not sure that should be a charge. It almost looked like he had let go of the shot and really was just an offensive foul and not a player control foul. Second on Dahl, second and a half on ROCORI, and Tech comes back the other way. Henches with it up on top, shouts instructions, and now leaves it for Gordy Brown. High post Fish, 15-foot turnaround is good. Neal Fish has 5 points, and Tech has clawed their way back within 2. 31-29, Spartans on top. Dahl bounces it on the right side for Schreiner. Back to Dahl on the right wing. Cross court for Sparby. 3 on the way over Henches is good. Kip Sparby has 8 points, a couple of threes in the ball game, back to a 5-point ROCORI edge with 5 minutes remaining third quarter, 34-29. Spartans on top of the Tigers here at Tech. Fish in the high post, kicks it out to Henches, 3 on the way, long off the board, and the rebound though comes to Brown, and the Tigers will get a reset. On the right side, Inkster, low post for Henches, over Hondo, he banked it too hard. Hondo just stood there with those big arms in the air, and the Spartans come back the other way. Sparby wheels away from Fish into the forecourt, lobs it on the right side, caught by Dahl. Henches, down low, Schreiner, feeds Hondo in the lane, and he laid it in. Got Hondo's first 2 points since the first quarter. He has 11 in the ball game. 36-29, ROCORI by 7, and Al Andriotti wants to talk about it. Timeout Tech, 4:18 remaining third quarter. 36-29, ROCORI on top. We're back in 1 minute on Old. Tech with the ball in the forecourt off their first time out of the ball game. Matter of fact, first time out called by either club. So ROCORI was still all 4, and Tech has 3. Brown on the left wing against the extended 2-3 zone by the Spartans. Now into the paint with it as Inkster bumps it out to Brown. Runner from 15 is good. Gordy Brown has 8 points in the ball game. His first 2-point basket, 36-31, ROCORI by 5. Sparby up on top, goes on the right side for Dahl. High post Hondo in traffic, kicks to Sparby. 3 on the way, short off the iron, and the rebound comes down to Fish. Kip was way short, kind of pulled back on that one, and the Tigers come back the other way. Neal Fish operating up on top with Scott Henches on the bench, and back into the ballgame, Joe Courier matching up with Nate Aljo down low. Courier in the paint, turnaround over Hondo is good. Banked it off the glass and in. 7 points for Joe Courier, and it's back to only a 3-point lead. Now the inbound pass is stolen by Gordy Brown, so Tech can cut into the lead further. Brown with it on the right wing. Looks inside, can't find anybody. Leaves it up on top for Fish. Fakes a 3, starts it down the lane, now kicks it out to Inkster. His 3, short off the iron, and the rebound to Hemish for the Spartans. Joe Hemish in the backcourt. I think the Tigers might have taken that shot a little bit quicker than Al Andriotti would have liked, judging by the look on his face on the sideline. Dahl in the right corner for Schreiner, to Dahl on the right wing. Now to Dahl. Cross court it goes for Hemish. Hemish, 1 dribble, 17-footer is good. Joe Hemish has a dozen in the ball game to lead all scorers, and it's 38-33, ROCORI on top by 5. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Now the entry pass is stolen away by Hondo, and then he's stripped at midcourt by Inkster. Bob Brink wanted to foul, nothing doing, and Tech comes back the other way as the teams trade turnovers. Fish is with it across the line on the dribble, goes to the right wing. Looking to lob cross court, and now we have a lane violation as Joe Courier set up camp in the lane too long. Turnover on Tech, and back the other way will come the Spartans. They're up by 5 with 2:19 remaining here in the third quarter with Central Lakes Conference basketball here on Oldies 94.9. Now Gabe Dahl operating at the point, goes on the left side for Sparby. Goes cross court again for Dahl on the right wing. Gabe back to Sparby as they play catch across the top corner. Hemish feeds Hondel in the high post, and he was fouled as he tried to go down the side of the lane. There'll be a common foul with an inbound coming for the Spartans, and the personal will go against Joe Courier. His third, 2nd and a half on Tech, and Scott Henches is going to check back into the ball game, and it will be Ben Inkster sitting down to take a break. So Tech has played 6 ball players in the game to this point, and ROCORI has played 8. But only 6 really for the Spartans for any length of time. On the left wing with it, this is Wayne Schreiner. Up on top for Dahl. Jumping way out on him is Gordy Brown. Bounces to the right side for Sparby. Cross court for Hemish. Took the pass, feeds to Hondel. Low post feed, Schreiner, and he banked it in. What a great passing play. Hemish to Hondel, the touch pass to Schreiner, and Wayne puts it home to give ROCORI a 7-point lead, their biggest of the ball game, with with a minute 40 remaining in the third quarter. 6 points in the ball game now for Wayne Schreiner, but a big assist from Scott Hondel. Fish driving it down the right side, lobs it cross court for Brown. He had to jump high to bring it down in the corner. Feed to Aljo in the paint through traffic, and he traveled. Took an extra step without putting it on the floor. Neil Fish wanted the foul call, but Aljo traveled long before anybody got across his arms there in the lane. And ROCORI will come back the other way. Dahl with it. He comes cross court now for Sparby. Back to Dahl on the right side. Into the corner to Schreiner. High post Hondel. Starts down the lane. His runner won't go, but it doesn't matter. He's going to call for the offensive foul. And I think he lost a contact on the play, too. That is Hondel's third personal. As he went into traffic, he's ruled on the charge, and that is 3.5 on ROCORI. And a backcourt inbound now coming for Tech, and Hondel playing with 3 personals. Minute 5 remaining in the ball game, and it's in the third quarter, 40-33. ROCORI on top by 7. Feed into the lane. Courier's shot is blocked by Wayne Schreiner, and the ball comes down to Gabe Dahl. Good defense by Schreiner on the rejection, and with under a minute to play in the quarter, the Spartans come back the other way. Dahl with it, bounces it on the left side for Sparby. His 3 is good. Skip Sparby has 3 threes in the ball game, 11 points. ROCORI on top by 10, and Tech takes the timeout. 40 points ball game replacing Joe Courier. I made a mistake before I said Tech had played 6 ball players in the game. They've actually played 7, and ROCORI has played 8. ROCORI with their biggest lead of the ball game on the 3 by Kip Sparby. He has 11 in the game now, and it's a 10-point Spartan lead. Tigers with the ball with 35 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Henches with it up on top. He goes on the left wing for Brown, and we have a whistle away from the ball as Gabe Dahl kind of shoved Gordy Brown out onto the wing, and Dahl is called for the personal. On Gabe, that is his second, and the 4.5 now on ROCORI. Tech has committed 2 this half, and the Tigers will inbound underneath the basket with 31.8 remaining in the quarter. In it comes underneath to Inkster. His shot rejected by Hondel. He got it back though, and he banked it in. Inkster stayed with it, his first 2 of the ball game. 43-35, ROCORI by 8. Spartans will go for the last shot with 20 seconds remaining in the quarter. Dahl with it. He goes on the left side for Sparby. Into the corner for Hemish. Back to Sparby, down to 12 on the clock. Dahl, left side Sparby. 9 on the clock. High post for Hondel. Down in the corner to Hemish. To Sparby with 6 for the 3. It won't go. Hondel kept the rebound alive, but he tipped it out of bounds. And the ball will go over to Tech with 2.4 seconds remaining in the half. So the Tigers will get an opportunity maybe to throw one up at least from the half-court line here to end the third quarter. Inbound comes to Fish. He drives to the line, triggers it for more than half court, and it's wide to the right. We've played 3. ROCORI 43, Tech 35, and we're timeouts in the ball game. Tech has used 2, so the Tigers with just 2 as we head down the stretch. Tech's going to need somebody to come to the front offensively. They scored but 10 points in the third quarter and 2 apiece for 5 players, so they need somebody to get on fire. Brown is the guy to do it. Maybe he dribbles through the high post, bounces it down low for Aljo. Aljo had his shot blocked by Hondel, but he got it back and banked it in. Aljo has 9 points in the ball game. His first bucket since he scored 7 in the second quarter, so he's another guy who could get hot. And ROCORI's on top by 6. Sparby spinning across the line on the dribble, goes on the right side for Dahl. Dahl dribbling between the circles, reaching in as Brown, and he committed the personal. That is 3 on Gordy. The 3.5 on Tech, and it will be an inbound for ROCORI. Al Andriotti is telling Gordy Brown, maybe you need to move your feet a little more and reach a little bit less. Not a good foul up on top by Gordy, and an inbound coming for the Spartans. Into the backcourt it comes to Sparby. It's Sparby, Dahl, Hemish, Scott Hondel and Schreiner on the floor for ROCORI. We'll pick up the Tigers in a moment. On the right side for Schreiner, up top Hemish, 3 on the way, it's good. Joe Hemish has 15 points in the ball game, and the Spartans are back on top by 9, 46-37. Henches leaves it up on top for Brown. They're out there along with Inkster, who launches a 3, and that's good. Ben Inkster has 5 points, and the Tigers answer on the other end. Also on the floor, it's Neil Fish and Nate Aljo out there for the Tigers. Sparby on the right wing, it goes down low for Schreiner, kicks it back out to Dahl, to Hemish up on top. Cross court it goes for Hondel. Into the baseline for Sparby. He'll bring it back up on top. ROCORI being very patient on the offensive end. They bounce it on the right side for Hemish. Cross court pass for Hondel is stolen away by Brown. Here's a foot waste, but Brown gets help. He gets it to the trailer Fish, and he launched the pass. But he got the ball back, and his pass out on top is stolen away by Sparby. Keck had the break. It didn't work out, and then the pass is stolen by Steve, led by as many as 10 in the ballgame. Now Sparby with it into the forecourt on the dribble. Spinning up on top, bounces to left side Hemish. Fakes the 3 from the corner, starts to drive it in, and he's pushed on the drive by Neil Fish. That is the first on Fish, the 4th in the half on Tech, and an inbound coming for the Spartans now underneath the basket. Sparby will be the trigger man underneath there for ROCORI. He gets it into Hemish in the corner, fakes the 3, starts driving it up to the wing, up on top for Dahl. Bounce pass back to the left wing, low post feed to Hondel. Hondel had it stripped from behind by Inkster, and then he dribbled it on the baseline. Ben Inkster with a great defensive move to come underneath and take the ball away from Scott Hondel, but then he dribbled it on the baseline, and ROCORI maintains possession. Sparby will inbound. Triggers it into the corner to Hemish. Hemish tried to feed it to Hondel. It was tipped away, and it comes to Henches. Henches in a foot race with Hondel, takes him down low, and he banks it in. Scott Henches with a nice play against the taller Scott Hondel has 8 points, and it's back to a 4-point Spartan lead, 46-42, ROCORI on top. Now Sparby with Henches hawking him up on top. Holds it high above his head, bounces to the left side. Hondel, 3 on the way, and it's good. Scott Hondel with a huge 3 from the left corner. 14 points for him, 49-42, ROCORI by 7, with 5:35 remaining in the ballgame. On the left wing with it is Brown now. Up on top for Henches. Spartans in the zone, right corner for Fish. He missed the 3, but the backside rebound, and the putback is good by Ben Inkster. Inkster has 5 points here in the 4th quarter, 7 in the ballgame, and it's a 5-point Spartan edge with 5:15 remaining. Now Sparby into the forecourt, and Henches tips it away from him. Henches with the steal, racing with Sparby. Henches to the hoop, and he banks it in. Scott Henches with a couple of steals and a couple of baskets. He has 10 in the ballgame, and Tech has cut the ROCORI lead to 3, and Jim Krause is going to check back into the ballgame, presumably for Kip Sparby. Feed in the lane is stolen away by the Tigers. Fish comes back the other way, has Hemish on him, feeds it for Brown. It's off his hands, but Brown tracks it down in the corner. 3 on the way, short off the iron, got his own rebound on the baseline, bounced it down low in traffic. Fish's turnaround won't go, and the rebound is pulled down by Hemish for ROCORI. Hemish in the backcourt, and now ROCORI will take a timeout. 4:33 remaining. This one is getting wild. ROCORI 49, Tech Moorhead State by a score of 84-74. So the Huskies come home after struggling a bit, and they pick up a big win in non-conference action at Hallenbeck Hall. On the left wing with it, Hemish, feed down low for Hondel, as the Spartans with the ball off their second timeout, and a foul down low as Hondel was pushed from underneath by Ben Inkster, I believe. It is on Inkster. That is his second. 5th in the half on Tech. 4:27 remaining. Both teams with 2 timeouts left. And ROCORI has led by as many as 10, but the margin now only 3. Inbound to Hemish. His entry pass is tipped away by Fish, and now the pass is re-stolen by Krause. Krause back the other way, 3-on-2, tried to feed it to Sparby, and he was fouled and hammered to the floor. When Krause came into the ballgame at the timeout, Dahl went to the bench. So the starting 5 back on the floor for ROCORI. The foul is on Inkster, and that is his 3rd. The 16th foul now on Tech. And is Krause going to be at the line shooting 2? They're going to give Jim Krause a 2-shot foul here. That's probably pretty generous. I think Krause was going to dish it to Kip Sparby, but they're going to rule that he was in the act of shooting and give him 2 free throws. Free throw is up and good. He extends the Spartan lead to 4. He has 4 points in the ballgame and a chance to make it 5. Bob Brink hollering instructions to Kip Sparby at midcourt, and the second free throw is good. 5 points for Krause, 51-46. ROCORI on top by 5. Henches with it in the backcourt, across the line on the dribble now. Dumps it on the right side for Fish. Fish backing it out on the dribble, leaves it for Henches up on top. 4 minutes remaining in the ball game. ROCORI on top by 5. Now Inkster faces up in the left wing. Through the paint, runner from 10 is short, and the rebound is pulled down by Schreiner. In traffic, and then he's tied up, and the ball will go over, I believe, for Tech on the alternate possession. No, it's ROCORI's ball on the alternate possession. So ROCORI will keep the ball, but lose the arrow with 3:55 remaining. Barbie in the backcourt. Henches will bother him all the way up the floor. Scott Henches playing great defense. He has 10 points in the ball game to go along with that top-notch D. Sparby up on top, holds it high above his head, lobs it to Hemish, touch pass, Hondel, and he banks it in. What a neat feed from Joe Hemish to Scott Hondel. Hondel has 16 points in the ball game, 53-46. ROCORI back on top by 7 with 3:30 remaining in the ball game. Left wing Brown, 3 on the way is good. Gordy Brown answers on the other end. He has 11 points, including 3 3-pointers, and it's back to a 4-point ROCORI lead. Sparby into the forecourt on the dribble, goes to the left wing, lobs it down low for Hemish, and he was knocked to the floor. The ball is loose, and finally it comes away to Tech. Aljo picking it up on the far side. Bob Brink is incensed with the referee on the near side, but no call coming. And back into the forecourt, Inkster has it for Tech on the left wing. Right side for Brown. Brown down the paint. Krause fell down. The runner won't go. Brown got his own rebound. Putback is good. Off the glass and in. He has 13 points, and the ROCORI lead is down to 2. 53-51 with 2:40 remaining, and now a foul on Scott Henches as he's called for the blocking foul, playing defense on Kip Sparby up on top. On Henches, that is his second, and at the line now to shoot 1 and 1 will be Kip Sparby. Kip is 2 for 2 in this ball game from the free throw line. He was about a 50% free thrower coming into the ball game. Now we're going to need a towel as there were bodies down on the floor, so they're going to need to wipe up some of the wet spots. 2:43 remaining. Both teams have 2 timeouts left. The Spartans are in the bonus, and ROCORI has committed 4 personals, so Tech has a ways to go before they'll go to the free throw line on common foul. So Sparby will be at the line. And you know what? They have charged the personal foul on the play to Gordy Brown. Now they have given it to 12. They had put up on the board, and they had given it to Gordy Brown, and that would have been his 4th. But it is on Henches, and that is his 2nd. So Brown's still playing with 3 personal fouls. Joe Courier also has 3 personals. Sparby's free throw is good. He has 12 points in the ballgame. For ROCORI, Scott Hondel and Gabe Dahl are playing with 3, and Ben Inkster is also playing with 3 for Tech. Sparby's second free throw is up and good. He hit them both. He's 4 for 4 from the line, has 3 3-pointers and 13 points in the game, and ROCORI leads it by 4. In the backcourt with it, it's Inkster. He dribbles past Krause into the forecourt on the right wing. Leaves it back up on top now for Henches. Right side Inkster. Drives it in, kicks it to the corner to Brown. Sparby was out on him quickly, so he couldn't fire the 3. Henches on the right side, back to Brown. 3 on the way, deflected by Sparby, and Schreiner comes away with it. Kip Sparby partially blocked that one as he came out on Brown shooting the 3, and ROCORI will come back the other way with 2:10 remaining. Spartans with the ball and a 4-point lead. Krause goes cross-court for Hondel. Hondel in the key, low post for Schreiner, and he put it home. Scott Hondel with a good high post, low post speed. He has some great assists in the ball game. Wayne Schreiner has 8 points, and ROCORI's back to a 6-point lead. Now Tech within the forecourt. Fish lobs it cross-court for Henches. They'll try to set the 3s up here, I would imagine, with 1:45 remaining. On the left side to Brown, or the Inkster rather, in the corner to Brown. Now Inkster down the lane, kicks it to Henches, right side. Now this is Fish for 3, it rimmed out, but Brown got the rebound, had it stolen away from him, and the Spartans come away with it. Aljo actually got the rebound, and then Schreiner stole it away. A neat defensive play by Wayne Schreiner. Spartans into the forecourt with 1:25 remaining. They're on top by 6, and they'll run the weave now, trying to eat some clock. They're in the bonus, so if Tech fouls them, they'll go to the free throw line, and Krause is fouled quickly by Nate Aljo. That's 2 on Aljo, and Jim Krause will be at the line to shoot 1 and 1. He has 5 points in the ballgame. He is 2 of 2 from the free throw line in this ballgame. And Krause on the season has only missed 3 free throws. Make that 4 free throws in about 20 attempts. I apologize for not having that added up, but he's about an 80% free throw. And he hits that one. That's the big one. That makes it a 3-possession game instead of a 2 game. And he can give ROCORI an 8-point lead if he hits the free throw. He has 6 points in the ball game with 1:20 remaining. Free throw is up and good. 7 points for Jim Krause and a 59-51 ROCORI lead. In the backcourt with his henches, a half-court trap now by the Spartans. They come to the forecourt. Aljo up on top with it. Right side, Brown. Long 3. It's short off the iron. Backside rebound to Schreiner for the Spartans. Schreiner in the backcourt trying to get out of a triple team. Triggers it ahead to Hono behind the defense. Showtime! And he lays it in, and he was fouled by Henches. Might have went for the slam if he hadn't been fouled, but he laid it in. Henches with the personal. Scott Hono with an opportunity for a 3-point play and a chance to try to put this one away for ROCORI. That is Henches' 3rd personal. Scott Hono has 18 points in the ball game. He'll try to make it 19, and if he does, he'll give ROCORI an 11-point lead with just 58.2 seconds remaining. So it's almost fully a 4-trip ball game with under a minute to play. Free throw by Hondo is good. Hondo has 19 in the ball game, 8 here in the final quarter, and it's 11-point ROCORI lead. Tech coming ahead now. They'll try for the 3 and then call the timeout if they get it, I'm sure. Into the lane to Inkster. He laid it in and he was fouled. They may not need the timeout. Inkster lays it in and he's fouled, and he'll get an opportunity at the 3-point play. Now we're going to get a change as checking into the ball game for Tech will be Tom Lerdahl. And he's a 3-point shooter. And sitting down will be Nate Alger. And the personal foul is whistled against Wayne Schreiner. That is his 2nd. The 5th and a half on ROCORI is Inkster. With 9 points in the ball game, will try to complete the 3-point play. He does so. He has 10 points, and Tech will they call the timeout? No, the whistle was because of a lane violation. So the free throw will not count. It stays a 9-point ROCORI lead. Inkster, averaging just under 12 points a ball game, still has 9, and now Tech in full court pressure with 47.3 remaining. Schreiner, he'll lob it the length of the floor ahead to Hondo. He had it tipped away by Fish, out of bounds. Last touch by Neil Fish. Neil Fish, the good football player, did a somersault out of bounds. As the ball was tipped away, the ball will stay with ROCORI, though, with 45.8 remaining. Sparby will inbound underneath the basket. Tech coaches wanted a foul called on Hondo for pushing Fish underneath. Sparby lob for Hondo in the lane, and he shot rimmed out, and the rebound comes down to the Tigers. Off the inbound, the shot wouldn't go. Fish back the other way, feeds Brown, 3 on the way, long off the iron, and the rebound comes down to Sparby, and he's fouled in the backcourt by Neil Fish. Fish quickly following Kip Sparby. That is 2 on Fish, and will walk to the other end, where Kip Sparby, who has 13 points in the ball game, including a perfect 4 of 4 from the free throw line, will be at the line to shoot 1 and 1. Spartans in this 4th quarter are 7 of 7 from the charity stripe. They're 9 of 9 in the 2nd half after being 1 of 4 in the 1st half. So they're 10 of 13 on the ball game, and the junior Kip Sparby's first throw is good. Well, that's a pretty key free throw for a young man. He has 14 in the ball game. And Steve Latteral will check back in now, replacing Neil Fish as the quicker team and the 3-point gunners out there for the Tigers. They trail by 10 with under 35 seconds remaining in the ball game. Sparby's 2nd free throw is good. Kip has 15 in the ball game, 12 here in the 2nd half. Ahead from the Tigers now, down the lane, Inkster kicks it to Lerdahl. 10-footer is good. Lerdahl hits the 10-footer on the baseline. Pressure in the backcourt. Sparby lobs it ahead to Hemish. 9-point ROCORI lead. 20 seconds remaining, and Hemish is fouled as he comes into the forecourt. The foul will be on Inkster. He was bumped then by Gordy Brown, and Brown goes over to shake his hand. On Inkster, that is 4. Joe Hemish will be at the line to shoot 1 plus the bonus. He has 15 points in the ballgame. He and Sparby both with 15, and Hondo has 19 for ROCORI. This one's over with, folks. 9-point lead for ROCORI with 19.2 seconds remaining. If Hemish hits the first free throw, it's definitely over with, and it rolled in. The Spartans in this quarter now are 10 of 10 from the free throw line, 12 of 12 in the half. And Joe Hemish will be at the line to shoot 1 more. And that one rimmed in. He got the home bounce even though they're on the road. 17 points for Joe Hemish. 66-55. ROCORI is on top by 11. Tech with the ball, but only 13 seconds remaining. Henches up on top. Right side Lerdahl. Back to Henches. They've got to shoot. Probably no reason to because it's over with. Lerdahl, 3 on the way over Hemish. Might have been deflected, an air ball. ROCORI comes down with the rebound, and they'll let it run out. A big win for the Spartans as they bounce back after that tough loss at Wilmer last Friday night. Final score, ROCORI 66, Tech 55, and we'll come back to talk about it here on Oldies 94.9. Okay, Tom, talk to me. Where do we stand here?